Hello, and welcome to the 2021 Student Exhibition at the Parrish Art Museum. I'm Kara Conklin-Wingfield, and I direct the museum's education department. And each year, we have the pleasure of coordinating and mounting a student exhibition. This tradition has been going on for over 60 years, and it's a testament to the creativity of local students and the dedication of their art teachers. This year, despite significant challenges and changes to their daily practice, more than 30 art teachers are participated in the exhibition. We're really grateful to them for giving us all and the community something to look forward to. So let's take a closer look. Schools can participate in the exhibition by submitting group pieces from pre-K through grade 8 and also individual works from grades 7 through 12. This gallery contains examples of collaborative projects that span the age range. These first two are from the Gary D. Bixborn Technical Center, which is a school where advanced students go to explore vocations in the visual arts. Both of these pieces show a scene broken down into a grid and students working in different media on individual panels. This one's a landscape scene, and this one's a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. called Faces of a Leader. You can see they used pencil, charcoal, as well as some paint. This is another example of a grid with students each contributing a separate square. This one's painted in acrylic, is made by Southampton High School, and is also a tribute to Martin Luther King Jr. It's called His Spirit Lives On. This piece is from Cutchogue East Elementary School. It's made by children from kindergarten through grade 6. Here, the teacher came up with a really engaging way to explore the element of color, which is one of the basic parts of the elementary school art curriculum. So children brought in toys from home, and then they worked together to assemble them into a color wheel and explore the relationships between colors. This year, teachers worked with a lot of different digital tools to engage children, whether they might be at home or in the classroom. This is a piece from Tuckahoe Common School, made by the 1st and 2nd graders, where they explored the art of Pete Mondrian and also looked at how his work related to urban maps. And in this case, each square was contributed by a separate student that was put together into a digital mural and printed out on canvas. This gallery contains group as well as individual works from children from pre-K up to grade 7. And I'm just going to point out a few themes. One of them is the inventive use of materials. 3 pieces here all use yarn. This one from Sag Harbor Elementary School is based on a study of the Mexican yarn paintings of the Huicol people. Children created scenes that they glued down, so scenes made with yarn. This piece from West Hampton Beach Elementary School looks at a more contemporary use of yarn by artists who do what's called yarn bombing. It's kind of a graffiti or public art experience where artists cover trees or objects outdoors with yarn. They created this piece. Each student learned to knit and created one part of the quilt, and it's on view here, kind of draped over a form, but afterwards it'll go back to the students' community to kind of find its new home somewhere on public view. And then one more piece using yarn is also from Sag Harbor Elementary School. This piece uses the rug hooking technique, which you may be familiar with, but also comes out of a traditional practice from the North American colonies, where settlers made rugs out of scraps of yarn. And it seems fitting that Sag Harbor Elementary School should use that tradition, a seaside craft, to make what's called a compass that says, "May your heart be your compass when you're lost." One of the other themes in the exhibition is inspiration from nature, whether it be animals, plants, or the four seasons. Here's a few great examples. These pieces were made by the Flora and Fauna School. It's a forest school on the North Fork. Children spend a lot of time outdoors and they gather material from the landscape. This piece is inspired by a poem by Emily Dickinson called "Hope is a Thing with Feathers." Here's another example from Southampton Montessori School. These children looked out the windows of the school and saw the birds busy in the landscape in winter. They created birds, and they also sponge painted pots and flowers here to make this assembly. And it's accompanied by a quote from J.M. Barrie, who's the author of the Peter Pan books. The quote is, "I'm youth, I'm joy, I'm a little bird that is broken out of the egg." And over here, we have a school-wide piece from Rainer Country Day School. It's called "The Tree of Life." The Tree of Life is symbolic of the interconnectedness of all things, and it's also an organizing principle in biology. And a lot of times art teachers work to bring learning from different disciplines together. And I think it's also very fitting for a project that brought together a whole school. The remaining galleries are devoted to individual work by high school students. And here you'll see a whole range of advanced study, doing exercises like drawing from observation, portraiture and self-portraiture, and a whole variety of media. There's more than 14 different schools represented, and I'm going to point out just a handful of examples. Over here is a unique piece by a student from East Hampton High School. It's a topographical model of a landscape and a dock design. It looks like a question mark from above, which makes me think that maybe there's a little bit more going on. Over here, there's a large painting by a student from William Floyd High School. It shows evidence of a developing personal style. It's called "For Mom." On this wall is a selection of work from Southampton High School. Like each high school, it shows a variety of media, from painting, digital work, and drawing. And I just want to point out this one watercolor. It's called "No Goodbyes." And it shows a really sensitive use of the media, having the layering and light and shadow. There are more than 200 individual works on view in these galleries by high school students, and I urge you to come and have a closer look. You can visit the museum in person. The exhibition is on view through April 18th, or we're going to have a 360-degree virtual tour available on the museum's website. So go to parrishart.org for details on visiting and to see that tour. In closing, I want to thank the teachers, parents, and school administrators who made this effort possible, and also the support we received from all members of the museum and the financial supporters of the parish and its education programs.